So I'm going to show you a recipe for golden breadcrumb salmon. This is delicious. So I'm going to do it with the salmon, but you could do it with whitefish. You could do it with things like scampi or prawns. You could do it with vegetables. You could even do it with halloumi, feta cheese, chicken. Take your pick. It's a process, so it's a really fun thing to learn. I've got some flour here. Any flour you've got is absolutely fine. I've got 2 eggs and I've got some breadcrumbs. Now the breadcrumbs can be fresh breadcrumbs or stale breadcrumbs. Now, I want to show you, before I get going on this, a way of completely transforming the norm, the standard, into something exceptional. So I have a little help from my little food processor here. It's so small, it's hilarious. And I'm going to show you how to make the breadcrumbs. Essentially what you do is just take the bread, stale or sort of semi-stale, and just whiz it up, right? So that's basically your standard breadcrumb, okay? There's so much more potential. So if you're gonna go through this, why not make it fantastic? So this, my friends, is just a little mild handful of things here. And if you have a look over the top there, Jules. So here is the hand of my wife, getting a close up. And I love you so much for this. You're not allowed to laugh, you're supposed to be professional. So what we have here is some parmesan cheese. You could use cheddar. Normally a sort of harder cheese is better. Then we have some porridge oats. We've got almonds here. Of course, it could be cashews, it could be peanuts, it could be pine nuts, you know. But again, more nutrition. Garlic, fantastic for sort of, you know, garlic bread encrusted salmon, chicken. Yeah, you see where I'm going now? And then herbs, dried or fresh. So let's try and make this a little bit more exciting by putting the nuts in there, some oats in there, and some cheese in there. I'll strip off any herbs. That's rosemary, thyme, oregano, fresh, dried. It's all good, guys. Peeling garlic sends me mad. It still sends me mad. I see those little things on the internet where they peel them really quickly. Don't believe them. Right, garlic goes in. And then we're gonna waz it up. This is gonna give you the best breadcrumbs ever. So let's add these amped up breadcrumbs to our tray. Let's get it all out. We'll add a bit of olive oil to this as well. I'm not gonna fry these, I'm gonna roast them, just a little bit easier for prepping in advance and family. So as you can see, the effort that you put into the crumb will pay you dividends in incredible crunch and flavor later. And you can see you can really have fun with the flavorings, bit of sun-dried tomato in there, could be anchovy, could be chili, it's all good. So there is our amazing crunchy crumb. So let's take our humble piece of salmon, brilliant fish, okay? And we're gonna go into the flour.
What if the skin's on? Does it matter, or would you prefer that all the
Good question, you are so good. You're so
thinking
much.
about when I'm gonna make this when they're
So
at school.
you can either remove it, which is pretty simple when it's portioned up, or leave it on, because a lot of the essential oils are in the skin as well. And also kids would normally not eat skin, but when it's in a crunchy crust, they often do. So we're gonna go in the flour, like that. And I'm gonna use my left hand for the salmon, flour and eggs, and then my right hand for the breadcrumbing. And once you've done that, you can kind of brush off any excess, like that, and we lay it onto our trays. And there's your first breadcrumb salmon. These are gonna taste so good. Imagine that garlicky, breadcrumby, cheesy, herby. It's gonna be so good. So we've got 6 nice large fillets there. And you can see by breadcrumbing it, you're actually making it bigger, more robust. You're adding texture, but volume as well. Look at that. Crispy bread, garlic, herbs, cheese. Absolutely brilliant. So you can put those in the fridge, do it the day before. You can even freeze them like that. The question now is, how do you combo it up? And look, we're not in a restaurant, we're at home. We're gonna do a chopped salad, which Buddy will do later. And then we wanted to do some chips. A really nice swap out if you're shopping is to go from potatoes to sweet potatoes. And these bad boys do count as one of your 5 fruit and veg a day. They're really nutritious. Just take the ends off because they're a bit ropey. I've given them a little scrub. And then what I want to do is stand up. Very carefully, just ease your knife in like this. Put your hand on top and then just cut through it. So the first cut is always the hardest. Be careful doing that. And then put your knife in here and just cut it into sort of like 1.5 inch chunks, right? Roughly the same size. Now, when these roast, it's gonna be fantastic. Now, they're naturally nutty and sweet. Just cut it into really chunky chips, right? And they'll shrink up a little bit anyway. Beautiful. So what we're gonna do here is just dress them up. So to do that, I'm gonna use a few things. Our friend, Mr. Olive Oil, just to give it that kind of shine, make it kind of go nice and crispy. I'll definitely season it with salt and pepper, and the kids absolutely love these. So give them a nice little mix up. So there you go, lovely people. Beautiful, homemade, breaded salmon that's gonna be amazing. Dressed up sweet potato. I'll whack these in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius. These will go in for about 50, 55 minutes. These will go in for about 15 minutes. So I'll put those in later and then I'll show you how beautiful they are. Right, you lovely lot. Now, just to kind of balance the dish up, we want to get some veggies in there, and a chopped salad is a very, very cool, delicious way to do that. Buddy's going to show you how to do it. We've got the more predictable salad leaves here. You know, anything you've got. I've got a bit of watercress, a bit of gem, romaine, but also you can get things like broccoli in there as well. So, Bud, show them the cross-chopping method. Just keep chopping, chop, 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 chopping, and swooping up. That's it. The reason that this is a brilliant chopping method is it's very safe, right? And Buddy's been doing this for many, many years. Both hands are out the way of the blade. One's at the end of the blade to support it. Fingers out, not crossed. And then you've got one on the handle. And we love a chopped salad, don't we, Jay?
Yeah, the kids love it actually.
We can dress it up with like French dressing, balsamic dressing, like a yogurt dressing. And River, you love salad, don't you?
No, I don't.
He really doesn't. Show him what you do next, buds.
So you make a well in the middle.
Okay. This is the important bit, guys.
You get a teaspoon of mustard.
Yeah, so that's French mustard. You could use English. That's probably enough, my friend. So you want about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Buddy, River, stop shouting. We're trying to make a cooking show. Then you want about 2 tablespoons of nice extra virgin olive oil. So then you just mix it all together and keep on chopping. And then what Bud is going to show you is you just kind of get the knife under and just sort of put it back on top. So you're almost like dressing and chopping the dressing into it. And that is, my friend, the chopped salad. So here is the crispy salmon fillets. Gonna just serve up the salmon, look at that. Yours is feeding little River, so I'm gonna sort of serve up now. Sweet potato. Pops, let's do you first, darling. Okay, Daisy's coming up first. Bit of lemon. So there you go, nice little dinner. Salmon, crusted, chopped salad, sweet potatoes. You like that? Yeah! The crust is amazing, you've got to get amongst it.